Question: would you rather fight one horse-sized duck, or would you rather fight 250 duck-sized horses? And you can fight the horses one by one. 250 of them, I checked it. The average weight of a duck is 2 to 3 kilos. The average size of a horse is 500 to 600, so it adds about up in weight. What would you rather do? I personally, lately, I would rather fight the horses one by one, because I think we've all been there. You bite off more than you can chew, you have a big goal, but it's just so big that when you start working on it, you just are like, okay, this is fucking impossible, and then you quit before you even started. It's like all the homework you have before your exams, or all you have to study, and like, what? How can I ever study this much? But then you just get going, one exam at a time, and in the end, you end up hopefully graduated, So that's why I would rather fight the duck-sized horses, especially because, these challenges come at you one by one, or maybe a few at a time. So if it's a small challenge, even if it's a few, because they're so small, they're easy to handle. I'll give you an example of my training. So when a few years ago, I had been wanting to do a half marathon in 2 hours for like the longest time. And it was my goal, I was gonna run half marathon in 2 hours, which, it's not that of an impressive time if you compare to other runners, but at the time it was really too much for me. So I would start training, 5k in 30 minutes, okay, nice. Next step is 10k. 10k in an hour, okay. A bit more difficult, but we got it. And then I would just go full blast for the half marathon, which is faster than what I ran for the 10k, and also twice the distance. And then I would fail. But I would fail at like kilometer 6 or 7, because I was still tired from the other sessions. And I was like, I am just not good at running. That was my consensus. But my mistake, of course, is that I tried to get to my big goal too fast. Sometimes if you have a big goal, this is gonna take a while. It's better to split it up. And then you'll realize, hey, maybe I'm not so bad at the thing I'm trying to reach, So one of the reasons I started running daily is because of the half marathon, because I had given up on the idea that I as an individual could run 10 kilometers an hour for a long time. I had given up on it. So I had ran my half marathon like another time, 2 hours and 45 minutes just to do it. So it's like 8 kilometers an hour. I think it's like 11 or 12 minutes miles. I'm not really sure, but it's quite slow. And I had just given up on the fact that, hey, I can become faster. So one day I saw like a video of a guy, and he started running daily. He did the One Punch Man challenge for a year, daily 10-kilometer run. And that's when I realized, hey, I'm maybe not bad at running. I just don't want to make the sacrifice on a day-to-day end. I just want to get my goals quick, and I don't want to, work for it. that's when I realized, like, you know, if I ever want to do it, if I ever want to run 10 kilometers an hour, it's not gonna happen overnight. I'm gonna have to work for it. And by splitting up the goal, that became possible for me, because what I did is, well, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna get the half marathon within 2 hours, but I do know that I have to go somewhere in X direction. So let's just move there. Let's just start by running daily, because hey, that's something my brain can wrap around. Not let's do it for 100 days, not let's do it until I get my half marathon. At the time I was doing it with a friend, and we were just saying, let's do it for a month, every day running. And so I did. And by the first 3 weeks, my knees were hurting, my shins were hurting, my calves were hurting. But you know, I had a small, surmountable goal, you know. I had a goal I saw the end towards. 30 days. Should be possible. Yeah, my knees are hurting. I'll just take it a bit slower. And I'll go into those 30 days. And then by those 30 days, pain was gone. And I was like, well, I can do 31 days. And then we just went from there. So, if you just move in the direction of your goal, it doesn't really matter when you're gonna arrive. If you're moving in the right direction, someday you'll get there. I didn't know I was gonna run a half marathon in 2 hours before starting the whole daily running thing. I was under the impression, well, that might be impossible for me. But then lo and behold, I think like 4 months later, I was suddenly able to do it. Crazy, right? I don't know, it's just a half marathon, but I was like so happy. And it's because at first I set a really big goal, too big for me, and I gave up all the time. I failed it like 2 or 3 times. And then when I made it into 250 duck-sized horses, that's when I finally was able to get it, you know. So I think that's like a really big key for me to progress, you know. Set goals very small that you know you'll be able to get. If you break down your big goal enough times, eventually you'll break it down into like more achievable things, like 5K. And the 5K, you know, okay, we might not be there yet, but for the 5K we can train. And then if you split it up even further, your 5K goals become that week of training. Let's do the week of training towards 5K. It might be your day. You split it up, and in the end, your goals go from a really big thing, your goals just become a singular set. They become a singular rep. And that's something, you know, you can understand. Oh, I have to do this rep. I have to do this run. And then I'm moving in the right direction. And I think that's just so freaking important. You can call me a bitch. Oh, you can't move towards your big goals. You have to make little side quests. Yeah. So what? Maybe I am a little bitch for that, but if that means this little bitch can also achieve things greater than he achieved before, I'm freaking okay with it, you know? So if you're struggling to get started on something, just start with the most simple thing towards that goal you can think of. You know, everything you do for your goal that you otherwise wouldn't have done if you didn't have the goal, is a win. So just do something, and that's a win in your book. You're moving closer because you're actively spending time on your goal. You're actively trying to get closer, and that's something you might have not been doing before. So yeah, let's just keep chipping away at duck-sized horses, you know. All right, so today's leg day. I'll see you there. Okay, so when I mentioned I was gonna do leg day, that turned out to be a freaking lie because I don't know, I'm just feeling tired. Yesterday on the run, I was feeling tired. Today I'm feeling tired. So like a true calisthenics athlete, I'm gonna put off leg day until tomorrow. And instead, I'm gonna do forearms and maybe some rehab for my knees, you know, to get them stronger in the meantime. When you have some training goals, you know, you're training for a long time, not everything will go as planned. That's normal. And today, nothing, nothing is going as planned so far. The run was very tiring. I was huffing and puffing, and now I'm getting home and I'm like lethargic. So instead, I'm not gonna be here and like, oh, I absolutely need a rest day. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing to take a rest day, but for me, I enjoy training every day, and doing training every day, like it results in confidence for me. You know, even though I had X and Y and Z, I was still able to train. So I'm not gonna focus on, oh, I can't do leg day. Instead, I'm gonna focus on what I still can do, and that's forearms. So for forearms, since there's no other workout today, I'm gonna be quite energetic for it, and maybe I can still hit some PRs. So let's go. All right, there is no freaking question. I should get these 20 reps and no less for 2 sets. Oof, 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 oof. Yes. All right, since that was the second set, let's go for 3 sets. Whew. Set number 3, right as one of my favorite Pokemon songs comes up. Let's go. Not the cleanest, but that's a big PR. I did double of last time. Holy shit, in my head I am seeing stars. Whew. Alright. You know, today's not the ideal training day. We were not able to do legs. But you gotta do what you can do. And then sometimes it turns out to be better than you thought. You know, I could have taken a rest day, broken my streak of, I don't know, I think it's like 80 days now, 80 training days. And I could have felt like shit. Or I can just, you know, think about what I still can do and then do it and feel great. I feel great now. Yes, I'm disappointed that I couldn't do legs like planned. That's not really what I wanted. But, just being able to do forearms like this, just focus on forearms. I'm getting to max out on the lift. And at the same time, I'm recovering, So, what's not to like about this? People say you can't train every day. You can't max out every day. Well, it depends on what you max out your, if you max out your bench every day, you're sure you're not gonna make progress. But if you max out every day something else, I think it's perfectly fine. And in my case, if I am tired, I max out something like forearms. I could even max out like my shin. Like there's like rehabilitation exercises for like your shins and stuff to help with running. I could max out on those. Like there's so many things you can max out on that don't have any impact on the next day. So if that's your thing, maxing out, and you want to do it every day, but you feel like you're struggling, just just pick easier stuff to max out. Pick easier stuff for your CNS, and you'll be fine. So anyway, that's it for the little rant in between sets. I'm gonna go on to the next one, which is a different exercise. I'm gonna do the hammer curl again, like this, where I keep up the dumbbell, and let's see how many can I get. Last time I wasn't able to PR. Let's see if I can get at least 15 this time. I got I got 8. I think it might have something to do with the fact that I hit big PR on the previous lift, but holy shit, this is getting worse and worse. Alright, 8 on the other one as well. I'll do that for one more set with the lighter weight, and then move on to something different. Alright, so this switching exercise I saw online and I wanted to try it. Feels kind of nice. I feel like you have to keep your arm close, and then you're like really get the effect of like this muscle working. And also, it's still like it's not painful, but I feel it. I feel like the pain in plunge. I used to feel it on this one, so I think it's exposing kind of like still a weak area for me. And the point of this rehabilitation exercise or strengthening exercise for your weak parts is just to cover everything. So if I find a weak part, okay, it's not good that I have a weak part, but it's a good thing that I found it. So I think I can do this for a while, like this, until like the pain I feel here, until it goes away. So I think I'll do this for one more set, just like this. You keep the dumbbell and then you try to twist it, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. I quite like this one. So if you haven't tried it yet, try it for yourself as well. Oh, did 2 sets of these. I kind of forgot the count, but I think like my best set was 15 reps. So I'll be noting those down as well. And then next time I can try to surpass it, because if you don't strive for the PRs, especially with these rehabilitation and strengthening exercises, it just becomes boring. And then you're like, yeah, I should do them. And after 2 weeks, you quit. So the way to keep going is to just note down what you're doing and then try to improve on it, because eventually it will become a challenge to actually improve on it. And then, because it's a challenge, it becomes fun. So right now I'm going to move to the last exercise, or actually it will be 2 exercises. I'll do it in superset. And this is like the best finisher for forearms in my opinion, because I'm going to take my backpack you see over there, and I'm going to just do like this, like curls, and then I'll do it like this as well. And it's just gonna burn my forearms completely. I love this one. All right. For these ones, it's important that you let the muscle stretch, you know. What is it? The partial stretch or whatever, that science-based community. There's something to it. You like really let the weight hang and then you pick it all the way up. I mean, I like to not do partials, but pick it all the way up. But then lengthened partials, that's it. And then for this one as well, go as much back as you can and then curl all the way up. And that's what's going to give you the burn in your forearm. All right, let's do a final superset with the bands. All right, that's enough. That's enough forearms. We got enough forearm in for today, I believe. All in all, I can't complain, right? We can't complain. Because I was feeling shit when I got back home. It was due to dehydration, by the way. I drank like a lot of water, a lot of salt I ate as well. And then now I feel better, but I really wasn't in a state to do leg day. So tomorrow I'm gonna make sure I'm hydrated for leg day. And yeah, today it was a good day, you know. Like I said in the beginning at the talk, if you have a goal and you do something towards it that you wouldn't have done if you didn't have the goal, then you moved forward, you know. As long as you keep moving, you're going somewhere. And if you know the general direction, even if it's like not straight towards the goal, even if it's like a bit of a roundabout, you know, you're still moving closer towards the goal in the end. So you really don't have to worry about it. Sometimes just starting, just doing something is the best you can do, because we can't aim for perfection, you know. Don't aim for perfection, aim for progression. That's the saying, right? So today was a good day. We got PRs on forearms. We discovered new exercises. We got a sick pump. So, you know, I'm very happy. And tomorrow we'll just get revenge on the leg day, get 6 reps on the 30 kilo pistol squat, and move on with our life. See you tomorrow.